Welcome to Peg Warmers, episode 2. Today we have MJ, we've got Jason, and we've got Rick, and then we've got Brandon and myself. It is September or something. We got some news to talk about, some topics, and we're going to take it from there. MJ, what's happening? NECA toys picking up this week? I've done nothing.
Man, this week, the big, NECA foot soldiers are hitting.
I need to go to Walmart.
Ton of Marvel stuff. I mean, I just put up today. They got the peg warming, they are going to warm, but they have the peg up for the Eternal figures. So nobody saw them, but they shipped them out to the stores. So or they at least have the peg up with the name, which means it's got to be coming.
And there's just toys on those pegs.
Yeah, no toys yet. We saw the Selma Hayek figure, which, boy, people were brutal in that. Everybody was like, it's got to be a custom. Hasbro can't do that well with somebody's face. She's not busty enough. Like, you just see the slew of comments that people write just can make my whole night. And I just hit people with pound signs and stuff. Like, if you even just say something kind of negative, I'm just like, high five, pound. Like, I have nothing else I could say to you, but I'm, doing my interaction thing. I gotta do it. But I don't know what else hit this week. Super 7. So Big Bad Toy Store started shipping their Ultimate Wave. So if you didn't get the TMNT Ultimates from Super 7, you're getting them from Big Bad Toy Store this week.
Yeah, I decided. I talked to MJ the other day. I'm not going to buy any Super 7 turtles, but
that's what he says.
I'm like, I kind of just want the turtles now. I don't want the Foot Soldier and Splinter, but I do not want them because I already have them in the primitive forms. I don't need it again, but I like that the head swaps on the turtle, and so we'll see. I probably missed the vote on Raphael, but I'm probably gonna do like the rest of them, and like I can't get this right unless I do like $80 somewhere else.
Dude, they're right now the Ultimate Wave is selling for about $400 on eBay. So all 4 of them. So that's a $4,500 figure, up to about $100 a piece, and
that's great.
Yeah.
And then Hasbro, I don't even understand Hasbro's model anymore, which is just like, we're just going to release figures. We're either going to tell you about it, we're going to ship them to certain suppliers. Like, anybody who tries to collect Marvel Legends right now, like, God bless you, because it is a genuine nightmare with the amount of stuff that's coming out. If you wanted to collect everything, right, you have to sock away like $1,000 a month right now.
Easily.
If you were going to get everything.
And that's not even just Marvel Legends. I mean, they have Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters, I mean, they have a lot of product out there.
Oh, it is. I mean, there's plastic, and everybody like
all the Star Wars coming out.
Star Wars.
Oh my God, the Black Series.
And then G.I. Joe. I mean, it's Hasbro is like wedging itself in the market. Hey,
I'm loving the fact though that like people are so upset about, because now like a Legend's going up above 19 in some places is 22, maybe 25, 30 if it's a bigger single pack, 50 for the 2-pack. People are like, petroleum is down. There's no reason that they like the way that people connect the dots for why their figure should not be more expensive to me just cracks me the hell up. But I mean, God bless them. Some of the stuff's awesome. Like, no, I think I have it in here. I have it in the car. That new Wolverine figure with the bone claw and the guinea tea, it's hot. It's really nice.
I haven't seen. Isn't that like the Hugh Jackman Wolverine?
Yeah, the Hugh Jackman Wolverine.
Yeah.
Oh, I definitely have it somewhere. I don't know. If you can see, I have way too much stuff. But today Toy Shiz put up what was it, the 2-pack, the Magneto and the the non-bald, or I guess maybe bald. What's the dude that played it in X-Men First Class?
The
Professor
guy,
X.
yeah, the guy from James McAvoy.
McAvoy.
Yeah. The McAvoy 2-pack, and then I personally I like my boxes to look the same. Like all of a sudden you start changing up my boxes. I don't like that. That's not for me.
That's why you open them.
Yeah, God bless. You know, I'm still just starting to open certain things and it still upsets me. Like it hurts as I'm peeling into it, you know?
Yep. That's
But,
why
you
when
know,
I
there's
open it now, I have to tear it. So that way it's like, it's gone. It's done. Can't keep it.
oh no, when I open it, I got boxes of boxes. I got like 7 boxes of just boxes in my house.
Got a whole
And
lot
I
of
even
boxes too.
and then I got the white mailers like for the Maddie collector stuff. So I just got white mailers that are inside of white mailers in a box with bubble wrap. And it's like, what are you even going to do with that? Like, how are you going to hurt a white box?
I was once
know what
like
I mean?
you. I can teach you the ways.
No, it's all right. I just buy 2 and then get, you know,
Oh my God.
deal with the fallout later. You know, but so this foot pack is like, people are already, they're on BrickSeek, they're trading, they're going up for 130 for a $50 figure to go out for 130 bucks is just insane. And then somebody asked Randy on Twitter, they were like, oh hey, like what's up with that foot pack, we gonna see that online? And he goes, I'll have to check. Like, listen, at this point, you know, like, don't, like, come on, dude, enough. Like, you like we don't think that you didn't go through every single one of your licenses to find out what you could put up.
So recently they put up a tweet that said, someone asked, are we going to do any more orders in the store? Was that referring to pre-orders or was that referring to any turtles?
They got real sly, and when they put up their official tweet for the NECA accessory pack and the Toon diorama, there was a little line that said, this is the last NECA exclusive pre-order that will be up for 2020. But that means NECA only, which for that was the accessory pack and the Toon that didn't hit stores. So that does not mean store exclusives that they're going to still pre-order after the fact.
So they might still do that.
So you could still get in 2020 a foot pack, any of the Toon packs. Like, they're gonna run it out. At this point, the only Toon pack from this new wave that they haven't pre-ordered is the April one, and they've been doing them about 2 at a time, so they're just waiting. So I think you're gonna see April, and I think the Triceratons are gonna be hitting in the next few weeks. So they'll probably put the 2 of those up late October. You could pre-order them and move on with your life.
Yeah, they just showed the rock soldiers recently too. So
that's the one. No, you're right. I'm sorry. It was the Rock, the General Trag, and Grenadier.
Yeah.
So I mean, listen, the line is freaking awesome. What do you? I mean, you know, just don't. It's the difference of like, are you willing to pay $25 to $50 over retail if you can't find it because you're most likely not going to be able to, or wait like 6 months and get it? And I think I could wait. I'm gonna be honest.
Well, definitely with that line, I'm like, if for the rock soldiers, if I see them in store, I'll pick them up. And if it goes like, oh, Target's out, got them on sale, I'll pick them up. But I'm not gonna like kill myself over these ones. Like, they don't have, like, I appreciate them and I've grown up with them, but like, they're not in my heart like the rest of them are. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna kill myself over it.
Well, you know, somebody's gonna be re-released too. Like, the rock soldiers will definitely be in Turtles in Time. I'm betting.
Oh, sure.
I'm betting Super Shredder will be in Turtles in Time. Almost willing to bet my house on that.
Are they gonna Toonize it? That'd be crazy.
Yeah, of course.
Well, he at this point, like, it's almost gross how much I know the NECA Twitter. But somebody posted a picture of their 2 waves of Turtles in Time, and Randy reposted it and was like, wait till you see who else is joining the family. You know what I mean? So, they're going to pump out 2 more waves of those. Like, and that's another one. If you collect NECA and Hasbro, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to waste some of my time over the next couple weeks, and I'm going to try to guess. If you wanted to collect the hot lines right now, so Black Series, Marvel Legends, G.I. Joe, NECA in the stores, you're at like $5K a month. That's my guess.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And there's no more like the old days of like, oh, I'm gonna go hit a flea market and get like a bin of stuff for like $100 or get a bundle. Like there's no bins, bundles. Like everybody knows what it is. Grandmas are like, oh yeah, I checked this on Merrick High or whatever the heck the name of that app is. Like, what, grandma? Yeah, grandma, what are you talking about? Like,
well, I mean, everything they're doing is going to be re-released in their waves anyway. Because if you look, each figure they're doing is in Turtles in Time. Extra stock, Turtles in Time. I mean, everything the Rock Soldiers, Turtles in Time. I mean, it's all going to be re-released.
If they can repaint it and get $50 more out of you if you're doing both lines, they're going to. Like that's just how it is.
Yep. And it's all money. Money.
They were probably mad when Slash was the different model. When they were like, oh, we have to make 2 Slashes.
Yeah, we can't on this one. I don't know. I look here, but so here's the thing I've been thinking about, right? There's no Toys R Us anymore.
Nope.
GameStop, 450 stores closing this year. Okay.
I sidetracked real quick before you're talking about GameStop. I think today at 4:00 in 7 minutes they're announcing like the PlayStation 5 price and date, and they're probably gonna put up a pre-order. And I've got $500 on a gift card to GameStop. I'm like, if I pre-order, is that store gonna be open to get my like?
Yeah.
It's wild. And so now think about this. So no GameStop, which really at the end of the day was one of the most solid places to get collectibles now.
Yeah.
Because they're stupid with their pricing. So some stuff they underpriced. And the stuff that they overpriced was going to end up on clearance if you just hung around long enough.
I mean, those Batman Turtles going for $15 a piece is a steal. Like, whether you saw the movie or not, those are good Batman figures and those are good Turtle figures. Like, $15, I paid $50 a piece.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. It's just, well, and that's the whole thing. They can't even have loss leaders because they're just taking loss on that product. I mean, you're talking substantial clearancing of I mean, $15 from 50 is crazy.
I saw that somebody was posting FYE pictures. I didn't even know FYE was still around, and they said they had NECAs for really cheap too. And I was like,
yeah, you can get. There are some FYEs, and you can get some decent prices
not
there,
but it's in store.
Some because FYE had the Stan Lee figure, the Marvel Legend, for $50. So
$50, yeah.
Totally
because that's their idea is we're gonna catch people who don't know the pricing, who are still going to a mall to shop, and they're like, oh, my son knows Stan Lee, and I'll buy it for $50. And then, you know what I mean? Like, that's the model. It's like, let's catch the suckers.
30, so I think they're going with that increase, though, because the Marvel Legends are 30 in the stores.
I don't know. Yeah, it is, dude. It's wild. But so that leaves us with
Target,
Walmart,
Walgreens.
You know, and then honestly, like, I'm kind of, you know what? Bring back KB. Give me something. You know, at this point, I hate talking to the people in the store at Walmart and Target. They don't care. This thing with the cable exclusive at Walmart, people are now just sending me photos. I'm going to make a collage of about 30 different Walmart locations that have 30 plus cables.
Wait, I got a funny Walmart story. I forgot to tell you guys this. So last week, maybe a week and a half ago, me and my wife were at Walmart. So I'm walking through, and of course, gotta check toys. There's pallets of stuff. Did I lose you guys again? Because MJ froze up.
No, I can hear you. Go ahead.
Okay.
Frozen, but we hear you.
There's pallets and stuff. So I'm like, all right, let me look through, do some pallet diving. So I see G.I. Joe classified on the pallet. So me and my wife go up to the lady and we're like, you have any G.I. Joe? Now the box has been opened, but where it was like close to her, so I didn't just want to grab it and be that guy, you know? So we're like, you have any G.I. Joes? And she's like, no, I don't have any G.I. Joes. So she yells at us, right? And so I turn around and I said, oh, well, what is this? Shoot. She got so mad, but I only could guess that it's just everyone coming up to them saying, "Where's the GI Joe? Where's the GI Joe?" Like they've
Well,
lost their minds with this GI Joe stuff.
I had a Walmart manager message me and say basically that, which is like, listen, like we hate our jobs at Walmart. Like we're just here because this is the only job in town. This is the best thing that I could get. And like we're trying to clock in, make it through our day, and make it to the end of the day. And nobody else is badgering us about anything except for you nut job toy collectors. Like we don't want to hear about your NECA Ninja Turtles. We don't want to hear about your GI Joe. I'm trying to make it to my 15-minute break, have my 25-minute lunch, hit that other break, and get out. And if you ask me, imagine if you were at your job and 10 different people came up to you and asked you for the same thing that you don't have by the fifth person, you're just like, you're just starting to come up with stuff like, oh yeah, I think they hid him behind the paper towels. And then you're going in the other aisle, watching them look at the paper towels, laughing to yourself.
I worked at GameStop at the Wii launch. That was every single 5 minutes. Phone calls. Do you have the Wii? No. Do you have the Wii? No. Someone comes in the door. Do you have a Wii? No, we don't. We're not expecting them for about a month. And it was just you'd hear the bell and the chime on the door every 30 seconds. And it's like, you have a Wii? And it was like, to be nice was a challenge.
But here's the thing. So now what they should do is, we've got a certain need now in our stores. Back in the day, there used to be department managers in a store. So there was a grocery manager, a toy manager. And so and the guy who does that knows about toys because that's what they want to do. So now you had an actual job for somebody like us. They're sitting there, and when you go and ask them, they're going to answer your question, and then they're going to have a great time because they're going to start chatting with you instead of grabbing the person that's just grinding their day out. You know what I mean? Like, I can't get mad at anybody, and they don't care. Their distribution model sucks. They could care less if it gets scalped. They want it in their store and out of their store. That's how Walmart and Target operate, and that's that. And so if you're not going to get a Toys R Us back, you're not going to get like a KB, your best bet is to try these little online boutique toy stores that you could get decent deals at. A lot of them are really nice. I try to repost in my store whenever I see somebody with a decent sale to help them sell. But a lot of those guys are just people that went and signed up on Entertainment Earth or got one wholesale account and order a couple cases. They put it up and they flip it and they make a couple bucks, and they're just trying to help out. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I actually think that the craziness is like cyclical because I worked at KB, and back in the day, in the early 2000s, the hot thing was, and I mean that's when Marvel Legends had just. I mean, by the time I worked for KB, we were in the wave with, I say wave 4, so that was Gambit, Punisher, stuff like that. But the big thing was the McFarlane sports figures. And people would come in and just lose their mind. I mean, I was actually hired on as security for KB Toys because there had been so many fights during the holiday time. They put me in as like an undercover security type guy. And I would help out. I would come in, unload the trucks and stuff too. But I was making a higher wage than most employees besides like the managers. But one day we actually had a guy walk into the back, into the stock room, and they used to count money right there in the manager's office. And you could just come right through the back and right there to the right. And I mean, you're talking during the holiday times, $20,000 at a clip. You know what I mean? I was always like, you guys are crazy. Eventually somebody's going to get killed with this because you're counting this money right here with this door open, not locked, not secure. Anyone can come through and look. And sure as hell, here comes this guy walking to the back. Where are the football figures? And we both look. And I had to threaten the guy. I had to be like, get the hell out of here. Or because you don't know what people are capable of. He's like, you guys are hiding them. I'm calling corporate. I mean, it's the same ugliness that's coming out with the GI Joe stuff. I don't get it, but it has to be like a cyclical pattern. You know what I mean? Like,
and that was the craziest time because that was the true speculative market.
Yes.
So the reason why the McFarlanes and all those were so hot was because people started literally buying these things based upon what their projected value was going to be and stashing them. And then all of a sudden people realized, wait a second, they overproduced everything. There is no additional value on 90% of that. That's when it fell out and McFarlane got sued by 2-3 different people and then went bankrupt. But that bubble now is not real because you can create a mini bubble on an initial release of something, but then it pretty much flattens out and then you have a true value going forward. But I don't see a lot of that. There was like money behind this stuff because Image Comics came out and all of a sudden it was no longer just Marvel DC. So you had this bubble of like covers and all these rarities that people went, oh my God, like we can invest money in this and get money back because in the beginning, nobody truly knew what the production value or production numbers were. So people, they're not doing that anymore. I think we're at least outside of that bubble, but like there's nothing that stops Hasbro from going, all right, next year, we're going to do a whole nother wave of 1 through 20.
Yeah.
What stops them? There's no reason why. So if you can wait, you just got to wait and play it out. Like, I mean, even what they just did, you saw the Marvel Legends, they took, what was it, like 3 figures that were fan favorites, and they're redoing them now that you can pre-order. I forget what the 3 were. Bob was texting me about them. And he's like, dude, I was planning on selling my Captain Wolf or whatever it was. And now if I don't sell it, I'm not going to make any money. And I was like, well, you better sell it now because they're going to just keep remaking the ones that people want.
Even the Build-A-Figures. So,
oh, yeah.
I mean, the Build-A-Figures are getting re-released as single figures. So, I mean, hey, you just got to strike while iron's hot, I guess.
Yeah.
The speculation, the whole thing with that started with the death of Superman. I don't know if you guys were paying attention back then in those days, but everyone would line up. I mean, I remember when I got my copy of Death of Superman, we had to wait in line for like 3 hours just to get into the comic book store to get it. Never occurring to anyone, when you're buying 2 and there's 500 people buying 2, 3, 4 to clip, you're like, oh, I'm getting this piece of history, this rare comic. This is it. This is the death. Well, they produced the hell out of it. It's worth nothing. It's still worth nothing.
Oh, it's like remember those flare cards?
Yeah.
I mean, you could roll up on people just selling stacks of them for 25 cents now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And those, like, people were fighting for those boxes, like, back in the day. So I don't know. But to me, if you're a collector now, you're in great shape from the perspective that you're going to get to touch and hold and most likely buy anything that you want to hit that nostalgia for yourself. But if you're in it to make money, that's just not the right play here. This isn't for you.
No. All right. Well, I want to steer us back to Super 7 real quick because Super 7 it was a big week for Super 7. Did you guys see the Thundercats release?
Yep, saw that today. Forgot about that.
Okay. Now, have you seen all the issues with the Thundercats?
No, fill us in.
Oh my God, there are so many quality control issues with people. I mean, paint jobs being messed up because they used, which I think is, I don't know about the face printing technology. I still don't think it's there. I kind of like the classic, machine painting. But anyway, that's a side issue. But, eyebrows on the forehead type thing, eyes misaligned, the logos, the tempo stamps down below the Thundercats emblems. You know what I mean? Swords are a nightmare. Everything is a nightmare. So much so that they're doing, they're reissuing some kind of kit for Panthro so you can fix Panthro because something's going on with him too. They're all just a mess. And for $45 a pop, woo, people are heated.
Well, I mean, listen, they're still buying them.
But they're returning.
That's the thing.
But they're returning.
Well, yeah, listen, Super 7's got to deal with that all day, right? But think about it. So there's 4 of us here, okay? We're all deeply engaged. you had to fill us in on most of that. So even if you had 1 out of 4 buyers that know about your issues, you still got 3 people that are going to buy. Super 7's riding this great wave right now, and they look great. And well, I'm sorry, there are issues, right? But most people go, they're great. I mean, I saw Ren and Stimpy. I did a little happy dance. I was like, damn, look at this Ren and Stimpy. But then all of a sudden, yeah, right. But then all of a sudden, I'm like, I don't want Disney figures. Like, what am I gonna do with Pinocchio?
I don't want any
those
Disney
figures look
figures,
great.
but I want the Fantasia Mickey. I want that, and I don't know if it's still available, but I think I'm gonna pull the trigger on it because that I don't care about Pinocchio. I don't care about Prince John, but that Fantasia Mickey is like that. When I think of Mickey Mouse, that's what I think of is that Fantasia.
Well, so maybe you get there, but I think Jason's right though. They look awesome.
They do.
You know what I mean? They do look awesome, but I don't know. I give them credit because I like their style of their company that they have. You know what I mean?
It's a weird 3 to start with. I think if they were gonna do something like maybe they were given like a B tier of toys to see how it went, but like you think they would start with like the Beast or like the
Give me
Lion
Peter
King.
Pan. At least you get me with Peter Pan and Hook.
I mean, even like contemporary, you got like you could do like Elsa or something like that from Frozen. Like do something that is like big, but like Prince John is the most random thing, and then Pinocchio.
I don't know.
They're very skittish because I don't know if you guys remember the old Disney figures from 2006, but those were pretty cool. The Peter Pan and Hook, I had. Those.
Who did those?
I was one of those and never got them.
Oh man, they were good. It was Disney.
Who did them?
The Disney store.
Oh, yeah.
I want to say it was Diamond, but I'm not 100% sure. But they were stylized figures, like a modern take. Like Hook had this big mechanical hook arm with the hook coming out. But I mean, they were sweet figures. They had decent articulation. I mean, they were stylized for the time, but they were cool. I mean, and
I don't know. I do miss some of that. Like, I do feel like they don't do this as much anymore. Like, okay, so G.I. Joe, there's no property that it's based off of, but you used to have like the prime example was that guy from The Weeknd. I think his name's like A. Donner, who released the Batman figures that they sculpted for Mattel that were hot all over the internet this weekend. It's 2 Batmans, one blue, one black, with an unmasked, a masked, and a half-masked head. And those were just like artists doing interpretations of a figure that maybe doesn't have an actual like foundation behind it. That's a comic book or something like that directly. I just don't know that we're getting that anymore. Like artist driven, except for like maybe in the Mythic Legions or like the thing that John St. John does with the Sasquatches, where it's like really artist driven. I think we're really at kind of everything's got to have something that, it's got to be the Mutagen tour, or it's got to be something, Super Shredder. It's got to have a background. And by that, you lose kind of the fun of going, oh, I've never seen that before. That's really interesting. I want to get that because it's the first time I've seen it.
Well, there's so much stuff coming out that you know what it is. That do you have the money to buy something you don't know what it is?
That's a good point. I mean, it makes sense. But then that's just, I don't know. I mean, I guess that's the, how corporate can you get? Because when your decisions are just driven by, what are we going to turn with this? But that's where this is going. I mean, Hasbro is the giant. Mattel, I don't even know how they hang on anymore. McFarlane is doing, huh?
Barbie's probably the one is probably
Barbie.
That's probably it.
Yeah, which they're even diversifying Barbie with all types of crazy stuff now. So I don't know. I mean, I think it's going to be an interesting landscape, 5 years out from now. I mean, if you go 5 years ago, weren't we in the middle of like a Matty collector at that point? When was Matty collector officially dead?
2015, 16, I want to say.
Yeah, so I mean, think about, and I think you've got a better chance at a model like that now than you had back then, right? I mean, where you bought into a subscription-based model where you could get some input. I mean, everybody's saying NECA should do it. I'll give NECA my money every month, and then I don't have to go chase down the figures.
That's what they should do anyway. But I mean, it's all about getting that retail money. I mean, you know that. So
Well, but I truly think that now that they know that their fans in multiple waves will put the money up front for them, I think that their reliance on retail is going to be a lot less, because I think that they know now that they can go out, not get negative press, put up something day one, get all their money, not have to, because don't forget, they get a purchase order from Walmart and then they can go and borrow against that. You know what I mean? That's the best they can do. They don't get paid till they deliver. You know what I mean? But with this, we're giving them their money. It's going right in their bank account. They could do as they see fit. So, they can make their production accordingly.
But here's the question: Can they get more licenses that will have the same amount of fandom behind it as TMNT? Because the TMNT license is finite. You know what I mean? Like there's only a certain amount that they're going to produce. I mean, look for the movies; they're already running out. So you know that's going to end. So unless they go into Turtles 3, and at that time I'm out anyway, because Turtles 3 was just.
You don't think that they don't want the new Cassandra Jones, female Casey Jones from what is the
Rise.
new one?
Rise of
TMNT.
This is my prediction. When this line runs out, I think they're going to make really great versions of the 2012 show. And I think they're going to make really great versions of the 2003 or whatever. I think they're going to go to those next. And they'll have
Go
ahead.
No, I agree. I think you're right about that. But if you want to see something great, watch the Toys That Made Us, the end of that episode, when they're like, oh, we've got this great new TMNT property coming out. We think everybody's going to love it. And then they cut to the CEO of Playmates, who literally goes, we hope it sells millions. And then you're like, no, that's F5 and below right now. You didn't sell nothing. Because I don't know. If we get on.
The thing about that is that turtle show was actually good. I liked that turtle show.
Which one? Rise?
Rise?
The 2011, I think it was.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That ran for 5 years. Yeah, that was good.
That was I think I liked that better than the original cartoon.
Oh, I mean, okay, so nostalgia, like you have to love the original one, but the 2012 was made by fans of the original show. It's fantastic.
Well, I mean, they did a Ghostbusters episode. They did great, just overall nostalgia. So, and they were right. That had adults with their kids watching it, and that's why that did so well. But I mean, that to me, that comes back to it, which is why, don't change what I like. If you have a story-driven reason to do it, like there's this really great TMNT run that's called, oh God, if not, I'm going to forget it. It's Urban Legends. So TMNT Urban Legends. And it's all like alternate dark versions of the Ninja Turtles. Like Raphael gets his face burnt off and he ends up wearing the Casey Jones mask. And it's all stuff like that. So if there's a plot-driven reason in an encapsulated story, yes. But just be like, we're going to make Casey Jones a girl because that's the new thing. And we're going to do this and that. Like, if there's not a plot-driven reason, don't do it. And that's why there's literally this thing called Get Woke, Go Broke, and they're right about it.
So back to the 2012 line. So this was what they originally launched, and it has resemblance to the 2012 show, but like there's definite it's not the way it looks like on the TV show. And I love these. These are my favorite Turtles Playmates line. Like I love this. Like later on, I could get it later, but they did re-releases of them, and they're flimsy and they don't look the same. The articulation's not the same. But I mean, they're good, solid figures, and the fact they bend, where they bend is great. But then then you have these, the Revoltech, which look like the show, and these are great. And I love these a lot. Like the posing is fantastic on these. It's just great. And then you can change the eyes by. I'm not doing a good job right now. All right, so there's the white eyes for battle mode, and then you change the mask. He's got the eyes.
Oh, that's cool.
It's okay. So it's in battle mode now, and then there we go. There's the eyes. But yeah, like these are so cool, and I love these lines. But like, let me get a NECA version because this feels flimsy. Like I feel like I'm breaking it every time I bend it. But like the bending is fantastic on these. Like just, I mean, you can.
See, I don't know. I
anything.
don't know if NECA. So because in order to get this license, not only do they have to deal with Playmates, they have to deal with Nickelodeon, right?
All right.
I mean,
because Nickelodeon, I think, has tied up in the license. That's why.
oh yeah, no, you're right. You're right. Nickelodeon owns it all now because they bought it all.
Yeah, it's
so.
Nickelodeon's on all the boxes. Yeah.
That's why.
So.
Yeah, but I think
I can tell
Nickelodeon
you
has
guys
more control when it comes to the newer stuff.
Right. I
Yeah.
can tell you something as far as NECA goes. I took apart that Super Shredder. As you guys, yeah, and I put him back together. He's fully reassembled. But I was this old when I found out today, well, yesterday I did it, that if you add a little bit of oil, I used 3-in-1, just a little bit of dab of 3-in-1 on each parts that were tight. This figure becomes a whole nother monster. I mean, look at that range of motion on the head. I don't know if you guys can see it. That's the head. Look at the torso. And I'm not even.
Wow.
What did you do? What did you put on it?
It's called 3-in-1 oil. It's like a lubricant, and I put it inside the joints because it was just so hard to move it.
Yeah, it's
like feeling like you were going to break this thing. But look at this. I mean, I'm not even putting any kind of pressure on it. I can do it with one finger.
But it's not like flimsy. It's just easy to move.
It's just easy to move, and I'm telling you, look at this. I mean, his abs have muscles back there. I mean, the range of motion is crazy. This thing
what is that? That's a 36 pack?
Exactly.
That's what the mutagen does to you.
Yeah, but I mean that's crazy. I mean, look how far back he's going. That's I mean,
yeah, I'm gonna have to do that.
There's no issue to do it. I mean, even leaning forward, look at that.
That's a hot figure.
I mean, that's crazy though. But that was all hindered by not having any oil in the joints. I just happened to think, I was like, you know what? I have an extra one. I got curious. I said, let me pull.
Oh, we lost you.
Did you say China?
Yeah, he said Hasbro, China.
Well, while he's coming back, look how beautiful that figure is. I love that figure.
It's a good one. Now, those are the real ones, right? Not the knockoffs.
Yeah, this is the
Yeah. All right.
I think I might have the Leonardo knockoff because I got that one as a gift, and it doesn't, like, his head falls off constantly, and I'm like, this doesn't seem right.
Go ahead, Rick. Finish up.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So I popped off the lower torso. I said, you know what? I'm just going to take the whole thing apart. The only place I stopped at was the knees, because when I started to heat up the knees into here, into this area, when I was getting ready to pop them out, it just didn't feel.
Got a little chancy.
Yeah, I got a little antsy, got a little sweaty. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to work the oil in from the top, and that's what I did. But it changes the figure completely. It's crazy. I don't know why they're not putting it on the factories. Most figures use oil, especially imports. Like, I don't know how many. I mean, obviously.
I wonder if maybe they don't want it to move as much inside the box. I don't know.
But it's crazy because that's what's breaking, because there's no lubrication on your. I mean, I took this guy fully apart. Even like I said, I had to rearrange his neck. But I mean, he goes just by standing one finger. I mean, one finger, that. He looks all the way up now.
Yeah,
even down, like I said. Dude, that's... I mean, for figure photography, somebody on the ground looking up, I mean, you could have him...
Dude, there's been some great dioramas that people are doing. I mean, I posted, I think it's Diporama yesterday, who did like the full 2-tier thing. A lot of people just doing like the 1 tier underneath. Some awesome stuff people are doing with this. I mean, but that's the fun side of this. You know what I mean? That's because you can enjoy it just for the fun of it. Because you're not like, I need to get this. Who do I have to fight in the store? Do I need to line up at 5 a.m.?
Well, I've gone a little overboard with Super Shredder. I already have 3, and now I'm going to have 2 more coming that I pre-ordered. So I'm gonna have 5 floating around. I don't know why I went so deep, but I went deep and hard, man. That's all I can say.
He's a good figure. I mean, like, listen, dude, I'm telling you, I was at Target because NECA gets free labor out of me because I'm a NECA ambassador, right? So now I got to go to this Target once a week, And so I'm in there and I pop over to the other aisle real quick. And I saw this guy look at me, double take, and grab 2 Cobra Troopers and a gung ho just in his arm like this. And he's looking at me and I go, "Did you see a red ninja?" He goes, "No, I didn't. Did you?" Like the dude was like jonesing. Like he's like, "You got a red ninja? You got a red ninja? You got a red ninja?" Like that's where people are at now. Like I remember I used to talk to people in the aisle. Like now it's like I won't talk to you until I have my figures in my hands. Like, and luckily he left me a Cobra Trooper and a gung ho for my son, because if not, we were gonna have words. Like, I will talk, I will get into it with you. Like,
Well, there's video of people fighting over the GI Joe. I don't know if you guys seen that, but oh, that was my text. But I don't know if you guys seen it, but there was a guy.
no.
They're filming like a figure hunt, and they go into the aisle, and there's 2 other collectors going before him. But the guy bum rushes up in there and grabs one of the GI Joes, but they have already grabbed the troopers and stuff. Listen, they've already said they're re-releasing the troopers anyway.
Well, they're putting that there's not Cobra Island, but there's troopers coming in the next wave, and you could get a whole case of them. You want to buy a case? You just get a case of 8, no big deal.
Why go nuts? And they're not going to stop with this. Just like what they did with the AIM soldiers and every other exclusive that they've had, it'll be re-released, even if it's on Pulse. They'll re-release it.
Well, that speaking of the AIM soldiers, I thought that was real interesting. I think it was the tail end of last week. All of a sudden, Hellfire Club guards just popping up at Forbidden Planet.
Yeah.
I mean, there's so many Hasbro has so much that they're putting out that they're not even releasing the stuff and teasing it anymore. They can't even keep up with their own. They've got so much going on that stuff is getting ready. It's all the way through production, signed off, and hitting a store before somebody there can even go, "Oh, hey, we better tease that online so people can know about it."
No, they had the big.
Because now you got the internals.
Comic-Con was canceled, so I mean that was really the big showcase. And
Well,
they
New
know
York's out now.
They'll know they'll get free press as soon as it hits. So why even bother doing it?
Yeah, but they're doing their fan first Fridays. Like, how hard is it for them to throw together a little, like, we're going to have Hellfire Club and Internals coming out? Like, people are following their stuff. They're buying it. So that to me is a company that is trying to do their best, but still failing. Like, if you ever have a figure that hits a store and we don't know about it, like, it's not like, ooh, we tricked you. It's like, oh, shit, somebody's losing their job.
Or is it arrogance because they've now tricked people into funding these molding processes? Like with this Sentinel, people bought 3-4 Sentinels at a clip, to have these. Dude, you're paying for this molding. They're not going to just let that molding sit. If you believe that that's going to be an only that crowd-funded exclusive, you're crazy. They're definitely going to re-release that.
With the exception of the sales barge, I agree. Because I don't think that – I just don't – which is going for double the money now. So
Right.
if you bought it for $500, it's at least $1,000 to $1,100 right now.
Right. Now,
So, but
I'm just saying, once like you said, once that wave starts crashing and they announce a re-release, what happens to the value of that? I mean, you won't get the crowdfunding exclusives, like you said, the heads or maybe the Bastion figure that they're going to put in there. But I mean, you'll have the Sentinel.
Put me on this. Would you, for $700, buy a 6-inch scale U.S. flag?
That's deep.
So I'm talking.
I wanted one of those as a kid, so that's a deep question, man. I think so.
Right? For $700, maybe even $1,000. I
Yeah.
guarantee they could sell $10,000 flags for 6-inch scale. So we're talking about, like, you don't even have, most people don't have a room in their house other than the living room they could even put the thing in. You know what I mean? Like, and then people are coming over, they're like, oh, why does your coffee table look like a aircraft carrier? Don't worry about it. By the way, and don't put your feet up and don't put your drink down. And if that bothers you, get the fuck out of my house. Sorry, you're going to have to beep it. It happened. You know what I mean? Because that's where I'm at now. If you give me a chance to get like a 6-inch scale, like I have the 400, I think it was like $200 or $400 animated series Batcave. And it's this gigantic bolt. Like, there's not even a table you could really put that on.
That makes me so sad because I never got around to getting it and I missed my chance.
I had to get it, and then they had weak stickers, so they had to send you out new stickers. So I haven't. I don't even know if my stickers are bad because I haven't taken it out of the box. But I made sure to call up, and I was like, "I'll take that sticker pack. Thank you so much. Let me have it."
I got the
So,
bat
but what do you?
wing, but not the.
Oh, I have 2 bat wings. I have 2. No, I have 3 Batmobiles, and I have just 1 bat cave, which is legit. Like, if you can see, it's like that big. It's like a coffee table. It's a 4-person coffee table, whole top, done.
That's crazy.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
you know, but you just gonna because we have like the people who grew up with this when they were making crazy money. It was like we sold 25 million units this month of TMNT, are now like you could get me once a year for something I really want for like $300 to $500 all day. And there's enough of us out there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I mean, all right. So, would you buy for $350 like a legit sewer layer underneath the ground with like a New York City top from NECA with a couch, a little TV? You know what I mean?
You saw the one. I mean, you posted it, but the person made a custom one that had like the Technodrome inside on top,
Yeah.
and it had the sewer, and it's got a working TV. And I'm like, I mean, I would take half of that. Yeah, yeah.
Now, what if they went tune version and you got the hallway where each of them got their own little 4 like pipes that they live in? Would you buy the tune one, the whole deal, and then you give me the? So you basically take what I paid, you know, $100, the old sewer set with the top, with the little swing deal and the little yellow spike ball, and $250, $350. I'm in all day.
I in a world where I didn't have 90 endeavors that I'm trying to do creatively, I would make a diorama in a heartbeat, and like I think I would do a good job at it. But I have too much going on, and so the next alternative is for someone to make it, and I'll buy it. That's just how it is. I would love it. I would love it.
I think, though, back to what Rick said, I think that the HasLab, there's other companies that are missing out on the fact that there's a market for this in the diorama playset, because everybody has these great figures, they want to display them. Not everybody has I don't have the talent. You know what I mean? Like you could probably make a good diorama. If I tried, it would look like my son was doing a project for science fair.
I think you
Like
could
that.
do it. Just
No.
takes practice. Yeah, you could. It's easier than what you think.
Practice?
It is.
What kind of practice? I don't even want to go walk. I don't even walk my own body. You think I'm going to practice on a diorama? I got kids, a wife, I got toys I want to buy, and I got a job. I'm not sitting here carving in the styrofoam and painting. That ain't for me. Okay, I'll pay somebody who's good for it, but I would rather buy it from a company I trust.
You're out of control.
There you have it.
Or how about this? I'll start my own company called NECA, and it'll be dioramas, and it'll be the same thing, and I'll make real cool ones and make it happen. Because I'll call up our buddy that does licenses that we're going to talk about later.
Well, I mean, I didn't.
Wow, look at that.
I couldn't wait
sharp.
for Batman Returns from NECA, so I made my own. I mean, he's not even done. I kind of just.
How'd you make that?
It's actually a head cast shrunken down from the Hot Toys version that I painted. It was all black. Actually,
Nice.
Hold on, let me see if I have it. I don't have it here. I had it at one time. It was all black. It was all black casting, and this is all my painting. That's all.
Damn, dude, that's nice.
I'm gonna get with you because I want to do some custom repaints, and like MJ saw, it's been sitting up on my kitchen shelf, and my wife actually said, "Is this gonna move?" But I made the last turtle that Mondo made, the first turtle. I made the first turtle, so it's like Michelangelo with the nunchuck strapped. It's like the turtle. I made that out of clay, and I put one coat of paint on it, and then I just got busy, and I'm gonna do it eventually. But
Yeah, man, hit me up, whatever you need. I've been painting for 25 years now. I've been doing customs, so
I would love to.
even with that, I learned a whole new method of doing skin tones. It was just trial and error. I mean, I deleted the face that I put on it about 5 times before I was happy. So
After I finish painting that, I'm gonna I have in my pile of loot, I have the Turtles in Time slash, and I want to make that a toon slash, like, because I'm not gonna collect the Turtles in Time line, and then so
Oh yeah, I did that one buddy of mine made the custom one that I have the video on. It's really, I mean, it looks great.
Yeah,
you can really do it.
That's what I really want to do. It's just take those pixelation marks out, and I just want to make sure that like
somebody did that over the weekend. If they said you could use nail polish remover, it takes up the pixelation, so you don't even have to repaint it. They said nail polish remover picks it right up,
and not the rest of it.
That's what I saw somebody took was turning a regular like Donatello into a toon version, and he said in order to get the pixels, he just hit it with nail polish.
So I wonder if it's a different paint or something, and it just comes right off.
Well, with the NECA stuff, you can just use acetone to pull the pixelation.
There you go.
They cast in the flesh tone, and they paint on the pixel, so you can just. But be careful because acetone can be volatile and eat through. But if you wipe it off
very lightly,
rinse it with water, you're perfect. But here is the cast originally.
You're frozen, so hang on a minute.
You gotta wait.
All right, just let me know when I
go. There it goes.
Yeah, that was the cast. I bought 2 of them just in case.
Oh wow.
That was that got turned into that.
That's
bed.
Cool.
Yeah,
I'm still waiting on, Mezco just keeps, when is Mezco planning on shipping the Batman? You know what I mean? I got Superman out there. I got Batman. I'm waiting on, Mezco.
That's not till next year, Keaton Batman.
Is it? I mean,
yeah.
How long do we need to do this?
Well, dude, I mean, they go through because they're having a seamless body, so they're gonna. I would say that's gonna be at least probably Q2 next year before that comes out.
Oh, just gross.
Because I mean, with the way that their delays work, man, it's especially going seamless. I mean, I won't lie. I'm nervous with the seamless body. Nervous as hell because you're talking about getting towards Hot Toys territory with the type of material used, and I mean those suits, if not properly climate controlled and regulated, like really, and not posed, extreme, can deteriorate too. I had a Batman Returns Hot Toys in the comic shop one time that I was displaying for the guy. And I was doing the Keaton where he does this. His hands are kind of like that.
Yeah.
And the whole suit ripped up. I was like, oh, you might want to return that. But yeah, I mean, it was bad news, dude.
I don't know, dude.
So it makes me nervous when they do the seamless stuff. I don't know. And then I don't know if you've seen Bandai release their prototype of the '89 Batman.
Yeah, yep.
Woo! I don't know how to feel about that. My heart sunk a little bit on that.
I don't know. They're killing it right now with all these Hush figures and the Dark Knight Returns. Like I hate paying that much for that scale. I'm not all 100% in yet.
Well, I got the Dark Knight Returns coming. I don't know how the quality is going to be. I didn't pre-order everything. But I did pre-order the Batman. I had to, you see the book there.
Yeah.
My all-time favorite Batman book. I mean, it's really what really started me down. I always liked Batman, but that book in, the 80s, 87 when that came out, is really what turned me around. I was 7 years old reading that book. You know what I mean? So
yeah, you know what? Speaking of like kind of the book driving the model, I didn't realize. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some bad ass versions of Batman in this metal series, but like DC's comics suck now. I mean, really. I mean, there's a couple decent runs in that metal series that are really fun, but other than like, oh, here's an alternate version of Batman, like you'd think that they'd hit some of the more popular versions before McFarlane dipped all the way in, but I mean, people are hot for him. I mean, the new metal run, the new 4 that are coming out, people are all over him. I want them. you know, and then the Bone Bat Cycle. I mean, you know,
If you want a good Batman book to read the Batman's Grave. Go back. It's such an um, underappreciated book. I mean, it's still ongoing right now. I think they're up to issue 8 or 9. But I probably one of the best Batman stories I've read since Court of Owls. So we're talking 7 years.
yeah, right.
I mean, I think I actually like it more than Court of Owls, and I thought Court of Owls were fantastic. You know what I mean? I think I like it better. It's just such a good Batman read. But I mean, once AT&T took over DC, it's just like Marvel. Marvel's a problem too. I mean, I've dropped all my my pull list. I don't have any pull list anymore, which is terrible for me to admit to. But you know, it's just I don't enjoy the comics anymore. I'd rather buy a trade of something that I read before than read something new, because the new stuff is just really, it's garbage. Like you said, it's trash.
Well, I mean, I don't, you know, the Social Warrior,
Yes.
Snowflake,
Yeah.
and some of those guys.
Maybe that's the whole thing. Maybe it's because there's so much politics being put into the comics. It just kind of, you know, drives you away, because that's what I want to. If when I'm buying toys and comics, I'm doing it to get away from the real world. I want to break from the real world. You know what I mean? Same reason why I watch a cartoon. You know, if I
Now,
want to.
what about is anybody here? Because I haven't read the first one. Is anybody going to read the Three Jokers?
I have. I've read it. I read the first issue, and it's very good. I don't know if you want me to spoil it for you, but I can tell you the premise is that throughout the Batman's career, there has not been just one Joker, and that's the premise of that book. So different, you know, the different, you know, Jokers that you see that they portray are actual different Jokers. It's kind of cool. It's kind of interesting.
I've dabbled in comics before, and I'm just starting to get into the Turtles comics, so I'm gonna jump into that. Like, I've read Killing Joke.
Which ones?
The original Mirage. That's what I'm jumping in right now.
Mirage. Okay.
But I've read Killing Joke, and I've read a few like here and there, like solo things. But like I really want to get back into it, because it's at nighttime reading is like what's helped me go to bed lately. And if I could do comics, I'm like, yeah, let's do that.
Pick up Batman Venom is a good book. That's from the 80s. That's a really good. That's actually later on is what Bane starts using Venom.
You know what? You know what's really a good read? I like the IDW books, to be honest. Mm-hmm. The Ghostbusters run on IDW is really great. And it actually is the basis for my theory on the Ghostbusters all-female cast actually being part of the regular continuity. I'll tell you guys about that later. Can't get that deep right now. But so I say we wrap up. We hit an hour here today, folks. And then afterwards, we've got a future project that we're going to talk about after we stop hitting record. Anybody got anything they want to say? Anything going on before we do our outros?
This is my lovely Toon diorama that I just purchased, and this is my lovely accessory pack that I just purchased from NECA. So that's all I've done lately. They're not here yet.
This is my super shredder that has been stuck for 2 weeks now.
You still don't have it?
And no, so I'll be sending them a sweet little message about my $20 shipping soon.
How did I get 2 before you even got your 1?
Wow.
Thank you. Wow. Just go ahead and rub that right in. As you're taking yours apart, I'm crying at my house.
Well, I did that for science. I did that for the betterment of everyone.
Science.
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
All right. What about you, Jace? Anything going on?
Well,
oh, there he is.
The super articulated Muckman.
Mr. Muck. Unbelievable.
He's the one that's out of this box off Amazon.
Yeah,
like
that's not.
$10
That's the pizza points. Well, That's literally if you bought the figures, you could get all those boxes with the points. Nobody turned in any points, so they just shipped them to Amazon and threw a price tag on them.
Well, see, you missed it, MJ. I put up Muckamania was running wild again, and I put that up there in the post because I found
Oh, damn. I can't believe I missed Muckmania.
I made a whole post. I had the Hulk Hogan font, Muckamania.
That's where I got the link to order from.
Sweet. Yeah, it
Oh
was funny because on there they were like, well, if you really want Muckamania, you know who you have to bring back. And I was like, no, he literally burned his bridge the last time he went out.
Oh my God, dude. Unbelievable. So, all right. Well, then I'm MJ with TotalToyRecon.com and at Total Toy Recon on Instagram. And I'm sure I have a variation of everything else.
Yeah. And I'm Brandon from High Anxiety, youtube.com/High Anxiety. And then on Instagram, it's High Anxiety Media. I'm pointing down because you guys are down.
I'm Rick. I'm on Action Figure Junkies, AFJ on Facebook. I'm on all the different groups. You can find me on Facebook.
Yeah, I'm Jason, also with Action Figure Junkies.
All right.
Big Bold Larry.
It's not just a clever name.
All right,
That's
so
all right,
cuts.
brother. We got it going.
Oh my God. All right, so
All right, next
so-
video, MJ's going to shave his head.
no, believe me, this is not. I'm
That's-
holding on to it
That
as
is
long
a
as I can.
luxurious head of hair. Don't get rid of
You
that.
have no idea. Okay, it's beautiful. Thank you.